Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 12, which is entitled as Bhakti Yoga, Sloka 13 and 14. Adveṣṭā sarva-bhūtānāṁ maitraḥ karuṇa eva ca nirmamo nirahaṅkāraḥ sama-duḥkha-sukhaḥ kṣamī santuṣṭaḥ satataṁ yogī yatātmā dṛḍha-niścayaḥ arpita-mano-buddhir mad-bhaktaḥ priyaḥ. One who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. We are seeing the qualities that one must possess who are practicing bhakti. That bhakti is applicable for karma yogi as well as it is applicable to the bhakti yogi. We have seen 6 so far. adveṣṭā sarva-bhūtānāṁ, maitraḥ, karuṇa, nirmamo, nirahaṅkāraḥ, sama-duḥkha-sukhaḥ. The next 7th quality is kṣamī, tolerant. It is understandable from the previous quality that one must treat both sukham and dukkham with steady state of mind. But here in this quality, the 7th one, kṣamī, when it comes to a physical body, how do we treat that? When it is cold and when it is hot, one must treat them equally. Does it mean during winter, especially during the snow days, should we wear light clothing and walk around? And during hot summer, we need to wear gloves, thick jackets, heavy boots, cover our ears and heads with whatever is needed and walk around? Is it what means treating equally, hot and cold? No. Krishna will not put us into such a difficult challenges and test. He is a loving father. So he is not going to say that if we have to take care of our body as per the needs, as per the weather, as per our comfort, we do take care of it. We must take care of it. The reason why we want to take care of it, so that we can comfortably continue our spiritual practices. Otherwise, if you are not going to wear a warm cloth during winter, our mind will be more focused on the condition of the body rather than thinking and chanting the names of God. We won't be able to concentrate. So it is rather better to equip ourselves accordingly to take care of the body as it's needed and continue our services, instead of saying I cannot continue or do my services because I'm treating summer and winter equally, cold and hot equally, therefore I'm not wearing a warm cloth. Because I'm not wearing it is cold, it is affecting me. Because it is affecting, I'm not able to do my daily services. So that's not what Krishna is saying here at all. Krishna says, tolerate them. Krishna has given this way back. Matras parasrastu kaunteya sitosna sukha dukkadaha. He has mentioned whether summer or winter, hot, heat or cold, tolerate it. So the practical application of this quality is, one, do minimal bare necessities that is needed to take care of the body, so one can do their service, day-to-day activities, whether it is temple service or services at home. The nitya naimitika karmas can continue, and it is the fact, eventually the person will come to a stage where they are literally not affected by this cold and heat. They least realize or get impacted when these things happen to their body, because they are completely self-realized. The eighth item, quality, is santuṣṭaḥ. Santuṣṭa means satisfaction. He is satisfied with whatever that comes on its own by chance, which is called adveṣṭā, without his effort. Whatever comes, he accepts it for the sustenance of his body. Two things are important. We should not accept what is prescribed in the Shastra just because it is available without our effort. We have to do our daily activities, dharma. Second point is, we should not hanker after something even if it is accepted in Shastra. The scriptures may say certain things are accepted, agreed upon, but that does not mean that we should hanker for that. In Shastra, there are statements which says one can go to heaven, but one must not hanker for such things. So these two things are very important to know. Otherwise, one may misuse even the scriptures. Whatever the chance may bring him, he should not think in terms of whether it is valuable or not, whether it is big or small, but be satisfied with it and carry on with his day-to-day life. I do not reject whatever comes to me that is without my effort, and nor do I go after things that are difficult to obtain. So this person is satisfied with whatever he gets to eat, he is satisfied with wherever he lives, he is satisfied with whatever he gets to wear. So whatever comes within the code of dharma, he accepts it. Whatever comes by its own, without his effort, he accepts it. When that happens, he thinks that he got these things by the grace of the Lord, and very carefully uses those things in the service of the Lord. In this way, this person is very satisfied and maintain and sustain his body with whatever he gets. Santuṣṭaḥ. The ninth quality is satataṁ yogī. He is always thinking about the self, atma, which is different from the prakriti, the material stuff, material nature. If the mind dwells on the material phenomena at all times, then practicing yoga is going to be very, very challenging. One cannot immerse oneself in the self during the time of yoga. Therefore, even during the time which is not meant for yoga, this person always thinks about Atma. That is what satataṁ yogi means here. It doesn't mean that he's constantly in meditation. Rather, it means even during non-meditative periods, times, this person is constantly thinking about Atma and Paramatma. That is what meant by satataṁ yogī. The 11th quality is yatātmā. He has his mind in such control that it does not stray towards other things. As we saw just the earlier quality, satataṁ yogī, that is always remembering the self, it is also important that one always be away from the thoughts of material things so that one can be focused on the self, Atma, yatātmā. And then the 11th quality is dṛḍha-niścayaḥ. He who has firm conviction about the teachings of the Shastras, Vedas. Others may have doubts about Vedas and the scriptures. Some may believe, some may not believe. Those who believe may have some doubts and may not be convinced. But this person is completely convinced what has been said in the Shastras. He is fully convinced that the scriptures are meant for his benefit, and therefore with that faith and conviction he follows the instruction that's given in the Shastra. dṛḍha-niścayaḥ. This is very important that we should have this conviction, because there are people who are not convinced, who will try to convince us against the scriptures. But we should know that scriptures are another form of mercy of the Supreme Lord which is given to us, so we can practice, apply what is there in the Vedas, so that we can practice that in our day-to-day life and be free from the sinful activities, and by practicing our mind get purified and we will be able to focus on self, and then we can develop bhakti towards Krishna. Number 11, arpita-mano-buddhir. He is clear in his mind and is convinced that Bhagavan Vasudeva alone who can grant us the direct vision of self at the end. When he sees our activities, when he sees that we are following the dharma as prescribed in the Vedas, and we are doing that with bhakti, with detachment from the result of our activities, the Lord grants the direct vision of the self for the karma yogi and direct vision of himself for the bhakti yogi. And finally, Krishna ends this sloka by saying that such person who has these qualities, and with these qualities who practices what's been recommended by the Shastra, when he performs these things with love and devotion towards me alone, is mad-bhaktaḥ, my dear devotee. Let's summarize what we have seen so far. Number 1, he who is without hatred for any being. Number 2, loves even his enemies. Number 3, has compassion towards their suffering. Number 4, is free from the feeling of mine. Number 5, does not mistake his body for the self. Number 6. He is equipoised, whether event cause joy or grief. Number 7. Is tolerant towards heat and cold. Number 8. He is content with what he has. Number 9. He is engaged in constant contemplation of the self as distinct from the body. Number 10. Has his mind in control so that it is not drawn towards the material things. Number 11. He is completely convinced with the instructions given in the Shastra and doesn't get influenced by others. Number 12. Is of firm resolve that Krishna alone to be worshipped, and he is the only one who can ordain the results. One who has these 12 qualities mentioned in these two slokas, slokas 13 and 14, who worships me, Krishna, with love and performs his duty is dear to me. And this is what Krishna says at the end of these slokas. And for following slokas, Krishna says the same thing, who is dear to him and what are those qualities. In the next sloka, even if one does not have love and compassion towards those who do him wrong, if he does not indulge in actions which threatens that person or the world, he is dear to me. This is the quality that will be spoken in the next sloka. Adveṣṭā sarva-bhūtānāṁ maitraḥ karuṇa eva ca nirmamo nirahaṅkāraḥ sama-duḥkha-sukhaḥ kṣamī santuṣṭaḥ satataṁ yogī yatātmā dṛḍha-niścayaḥ arpita-mano-buddhir yo mad-bhaktaḥ same priyaḥ. Namaste. Hare Krishna.